Hola, bonjour, fourth graders. We are going to get started with today's lesson. So today our plan is to read words that contain the long I, silent E rule. And also we're going to work on our vocabulary words for the week: vessel, voyage, and passenger. So just like last week, we talked about the A, silent, final E rule. What happens in these words is the E is at the end of the word. There's a consonant before it, and then there's the vowel before that. The E is going to go silent, and the I or whatever vowel is there is going to be the long vowel sound. In this case, it is an I, so it's going to make the I sound. Let's look at some words that have this rule in it. So the first word is this word right here. I see the final E, I see the consonant before it, and then I see the letter I in front of that. So I know that this I is going to make the I sound, and the E is going to go silent. So this is the word I, hike. P, I, pine. Read the word with me. L, I, lime. D, I've, dive. I'll, mile. Time. I'll, pile. Dine. I've, hive. Kite. You try this one. Good, that's the word line. And this last one, that's the word mine. All right. Let's look at our vocabulary words for the week. So the first word is the word vessel. Go ahead and say that word vessel. Awesome. So a vessel is a vehicle that's bigger than a rowboat and is used for water travel. Okay. So here's a picture of a ship, right? So we can use the word vessel instead of the word ship. And so a sentence I could say is, I looked out on Lake Superior and saw many vessels. Okay, we're fortunate enough that we live next to Lake Superior. We see vessels on the lake all the time. Ships that are bigger than rowboats, we can call those vessels. Okay, as a quick reminder, remember that when you're giving me your sentence, I should see the vocabulary word in that sentence. So if you're writing your sentence about vessel, make sure that you have the word vessel in there. Our next vocabulary word is the word voyage. Say that word voyage. Awesome. A voyage is a journey by water from one country to another. So here is a really great example of a voyage. This was Magellan's voyage around the world. Magellan was the first explorer to travel around the world by ship. He started in Spain, and you can see the map. You can see where he traveled. He actually passed away right here, but his crew continued to travel without him, and they did complete the voyage back to Spain. So this is a great example of a voyage. The next vocabulary word is the word passenger. Go ahead and say that word passenger. You've probably heard this word before, but a passenger is anyone who is riding in a vehicle. Okay, so the person who's driving the vehicle is the driver, right? Or if it's a captain, right? Or a pilot. But anyone who's riding in the vehicle, we would call a passenger. So I could say, I rode as a passenger in the airplane. You can probably think in your head right now of all of the different types of vehicles that you have been a passenger in. Last thing we're going to do today is we're going to review sentence fragments and complete sentences. Many of you did a great job on this activity, but it's worth reviewing this week because this week in Seesaw, you're being asked to take complete sentences that are scrambled and turn them into the complete sentence that they should be, and that makes sense. So my big tip to you is to make sure that once you've unscrambled those sentences, read them out loud and make sure they make sense. There are a couple of those sentences that if you unscramble them incorrectly, they actually end up sounding like a sentence fragment. So you have to listen carefully when you read them out loud. Okay, so let's look at number one here. It says the passenger. Is that a sentence or a sentence fragment? If you need more time, take it. Otherwise, this is an example of a sentence fragment. We don't know what's going on with the passenger here. We could add on to it by saying the passenger rode quietly in the vehicle. Okay. I'm sure you can think of a better way to fill out that sentence than I did. Number 2, the crew was not prepared. Sentence or sentence fragment? Good, that is a complete sentence. Okay, we would want to make sure, of course, that we capitalize the first letter and put a period at the end, but it is a complete sentence. It's a complete thought. Last one, number 3, was a long voyage. Sentence or sentence fragment? If you need more time, take it. Otherwise, you're right. This is a sentence fragment. Okay. We don't know what was a long voyage. To make this a complete sentence, we could simply just put the word it in front of this so that it says it was a long voyage. Or you could make a much longer, more detailed, creative sentence by adding more to it. All right. That is everything for today's lesson. I bet you have some stuff in CSAS to do, so I will let you go ahead and work on that. Have a great rest of the day.